Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Greg Shapiro. Let's queer up health. Dr. Oz becomes the head of Medicare and Medicaid, immediately targets LGBTQ. TV personality and former surgeon Dr. Mehmet Oz was sworn in as administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services last month. On April 11th, just a week prior to his swearing in, Dr. Oz announced that he would make sure that Medicare would not pay for gender reassignment surgeries or hormone treatments in minors. Before becoming a Republican candidate for U.S. Senate in 2022, Oz had previously supported gender-affirming care for youth. In 2021, Oz had hosted a special episode of his show featuring the importance of pronouns, and had even had Jazz Jennings on his show as a guest in 2015, where he complimented her mother for supporting her transitioning. That's in stark comparison to his actions after being confirmed, when he directed state Medicaid agencies to stop funding gender-affirming care. In an official CMS statement, he said, quote, "Medicaid dollars are not to be used for gender reassignment surgeries or hormone treatments in minors, procedures that can cause permanent irreversible harm, including sterilization," end quote. While Dr. Oz was one of more than 400 Republican leaders who signed a letter urging the Senate to pass the Respect for Marriage Act, his inconsistent stance that seems to pander to ratings over science has many in the queer community scared for their health. I think like Oz is a perfect name for him. Like, pay no attention to that moron behind the curtain. And let me say, this is all fucking Oprah's fault. He had a nasty habit of introducing us to the most detestable people. Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil. I think Nate Berkus may be the one exception to her unfavorable track record.
Well, it's just astounding that people are being put into positions that really have no business being in those positions.
No.
And, again, people are going to die. And that's the bottom line. People are going to die because these people who drank the Kool-Aid are bowing to pressure.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's like what you reported in the story, Greg. It's definitely pandering. Like, that's who he is. He is a panderer, and he's pandering to the biggest grifter around.
Yes.
And it's upsetting, and it's sad, and yeah, people are going to get hurt.
I mean, the Trevor Project, it estimates that, it's 1.8 million LGBTQ plus young people, right? They seriously consider suicide each year. So, gender-affirming medical care, right? According to the Trevor Project, it is associated with positive mental health outcomes. So really, you're affecting trans kids. This is not good for members of our community, especially, members of our community with kids, that are trans, right? They're the ones that are going to be suffering from this, know. When we have someone like a state official, a government official, an elected government, well, it's not elected, but, an appointed government.
Someone in a position of power.
Yeah.
A decision maker.
Yeah. He's a hypocrite who took a Hippocratic oath.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, it's unfortunate, right? Like, why does Trump put people like these controversial political figures in positions of powers? I have no idea, but
They're his friends. They're all TV
There's a quid
celebrities like
pro
him.
quo somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that's a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.